existence. It's an anniversary that is very special indeed and very historical, a historical moment in the life of this Catholic university. You will agree that 600 years is indeed a long time. The university is still going strong 600 years later. Historically, the university has been a major contributor to the development of Catholic theology. My name is Father Paul Samasumo, and it is a privilege to bring you the English commentary and text of this broadcast. Those of you joining us for this broadcast, or Pope Francis in Brussels at the Catholic University of Leuven, welcome. If you are following us on our other social media channels, diocesan, religious congregation, television, radio, or any other social media channels, so glad that you could join Pope Francis in Brussels. Greetings to our partner television and radio stations of EWTN Television, Catholic TV, Luminous Radio India, Atmadashan TV, Catholic Faith Network in America, Shalom World Television Networks, Shalom TV India, and Sunday Shalom. So that you know, Vatican News has put up additional shortwave frequencies for this visit. So if you are a shortwave radio listeners, I'm sure you'll be happy to note that. Pope Francis just arriving in his motorcade to the UC Leuven, that is the Catholic University of Leuven here in Brussels. As I did allude at the start of this transmission, the Catholic University of Leuven was founded by way of a papal decree in 1425. Pope Martin V decree 600 years ago established this famous institution, often abbreviated as UC Leuven. It is one of the oldest Catholic universities in Europe. UC Leuven is actually the biggest French-speaking university in Belgium. Pope Francis just arriving in his motorcade, for those that are following us on radio, to this beautiful university town. The Catholic University of Leuven in 1968 went through a crisis. The Dutch language section of the university separated and became an independent institution known today as KU Leuven, and the French-speaking university, that's the Catholic University of Leuven, La Neuve, moved to a new campus southeast of Brussels. Though the two sister universities operate independently, they still have much in common, and it is not surprising that this afternoon we can see they are ready to greet the Pope as he is alighting from his vehicle. We can see they are ready to greet the Pope, the two rectors from the two institutions. They are both at hand to greet the Holy Father. So right now, those of us following on radio, we have the Pope who is just coming out of the car and ready to greet the welcoming party outside the university building. Those at hand to greet the Holy Father, we can see there the Catholic Archbishop of Mechelen, Brussels. We could say that the Archbishop of this diocese, Luke Tellingden, is the primate, and the Pope had just been given a flower welcoming, and he was greeting a young man, most likely a student. And I think now he's greeting the rectors and exchanging a few words with them there as he greets the welcome party that is at hand to greet him. Other officials also welcoming the Pope to this event are the Mayor of Ottigny, Leuven, as well as the Governor of the province. And now the Holy Father is going around in this courtyard greeting the various students that are carrying flags, all of them part of the welcome party, as he will make his way to the Aula Magna, that is the Great Hall of the university where the proceedings of today will take place. And now Pope Francis has greeted the students and professors and other dignitaries, officials that are in the courtyard, and is now making his way to the Aula Magna, which we are told is on the first floor. The Aula Magna essentially is a great hall or a classroom at a number of universities and is used on special occasions such as the one just unfolding at these universities. And now Pope Francis has gone into the building and greeting further number of people waiting there to welcome him in this historical moment. During this visit, we expect Pope Francis to have an encounter with some students and scientists, researchers who are involved in environmental and social transition issues. They have penned a letter for him in which they will bring some of their concerns. This letter will be presented. It has been written to the Pope himself by some of those researchers and students and scientists on issues that are pertinent to Laudato Si. So Pope Francis being shown some of the historical moments of this university, and I think he's signing the book of honors there. I was just saying that during this visit we expect the Pope to listen to a letter presentation written to him by some of the students and researchers. These students are involved in issues such as eco-anxiety and philosophical issues, theological roots of some of the social challenges brought about by Laudato Si and the environmental crisis that the world is facing. Other issues in the letter that these students were concerned with regard social inequality, the role of women and the role of frugality, as well as solidarity. The letter is a kind of response to Laudato Si. It's a kind of a dialogue with Pope Francis's own encyclical of 2015, that is Laudato Si. And it is a fruit of a collective effort that brought together professors, young researchers, and students who gathered around the encyclical Laudato Si and worked on the 5 themes that I have mentioned earlier on, those, that is philosophical, theological roots of climate crisis, and the place of emotion and commitment, the questions of inequality, as well as the place of women and attitudes of sobriety and solidarity in the face of the climate emergency that we are facing. We know that issues of climate change are very dear to Pope Francis, and he has urged that we be kind and mindful of how we treat the earth, our common home. So these students met together, and each group produced a text that has served as a basis for the letter that we will listen to later on during the the proceedings of today, of Pope Francis's visit here. Pope Francis has just finished writing something in the book of honors, and later on perhaps we might have a glimpse of what he has written. It has been a convivial atmosphere here, and earlier on, for about an hour and even more, there was a jazz and classical music concert, as you can hear some of the strains of music there. Laudato Si, Signore, and Pope Francis clearly enjoying and appreciating the students there. A festive mood indeed, and befitting of 600 years of the Catholic University of Leuven's existence. Now we have opening remarks, I think, from the rector, Professor Francoise Schmidt. Most Holy Father, dear Pope Francis, it is with great joy and gratitude that the university community of US Leuven welcomes you today to Leuven. We thank you for coming to celebrate with us the anniversary of our university, whose founding bull was signed by Pope Martin V almost 600 years ago. Many of us remember the visit of your predecessor, John Paul II, in May 1985. So we had a video just showing the passage of time, dressing, and the various historical moments that the university has gone through as Professor Françoise was making her opening remarks. Many of us remember the visit of your predecessor, John Paul II, in May 1985. It was an unforgettable moment of shared emotions for our community and the young city of Leuven, which has grown considerably. This meeting gives us the opportunity to discuss with you some of the major issues facing all of us, particularly the young generation who are well represented in this room. We are all aware of the urgency of climate change. Scientific data warn us that breaching planetary limits pose a serious threat to our population and the balance of the ecosystem. A scientific community, we have a major responsibility to share proven facts, a rigorous, critical, and comprehensible way. It is our duty to help society open its eyes. But our responsibility doesn't stop there. It also means helping to shape change through our research, teaching, and service to society. Our university is fully committed to this. This ties in with your appeal in Laudato Si, the encyclical, dedicated to what you call protection of our common home. Due to the number and variety of factors to be taken in account, it becomes indispensable when determining the impact of concrete initiatives on the environment to give researchers a leading role and to facilitate their interaction with great academic freedom. Your challenge to us with some powerful words in the encyclical, these situations of inequality provoke the groaning of Sister Earth, which joins the groaning of the world abandoned in a clamor demanding of us another direction. We have never harmed our common home as much as we have done in the last century. Members of the university community took the time to allow themselves to be challenged. They gathered around 5 themes: the philosophical and theological roots of the climate crisis, the place of emotion and commitment, the question of inequalities, the place of women, and attitudes of sobriety and solidarity in the face of climate emergency. This reflection has resulted in a letter which we'll be happy to share with you in a few moments. Most Holy Father, dear Pope Francis, in the 600 years of its existence, our university has always sought to remain innovative and pioneering, evolving with society and inspiring generations. A university rich in history and looking to the future, resolutely open to all, attentive to the diversity of cultures and philosophies, and a reflection of our society. A university more than ever, we will continue to fulfill our societal role, not less in the challenges of environmental and societal transitions. Thank you, dear Pope Francis, for your presence, and welcome to our common home, that is our shared earth. Director Professor Françoise Schmidt, on the occasion of Pope Francis' visit, sharing her opening remarks. You can see that everybody is pleased to have Pope Francis in this room. And now we have another video.
Je pense que la responsabilité des universités, elle est très importante, puisque c'est ces générations qui vont, dans très peu de temps maintenant, 4-5 ans, arriver aux responsabilités, infuser une nouvelle manière de voir. On le sent déjà hein, dans le public des étudiants. Et je crois que Louvain, la recherche, l'innovation, l'intelligence du changement, tant dans le domaine économique, social, technologique et les liens entre ces transformations, ça c'est vraiment le rôle des universités à mon avis. Et bien sûr, c'est très important que l'université fasse des plans de développement durable, fasse attention justement à toutes ces actions du jour le jour. Mais le plus important, évidemment, c'est l'éducation, le débat, la recherche et d'envisager ces changements et comment les conduire et de pousser ce débat public, de pousser la mise en œuvre de ce débat public. Donc il y a un rôle central pour les universités et je dirais un rôle central pour les réseaux d'universités entre elles, parce que ça ne peut pas se passer qu'en Europe, c'est bien l'Europe, hein, et c'est formidable qu'on soit cette espèce d'îlot aujourd'hui encore de prospérité et de discussions vraiment sérieuses hein, sur la lutte contre le changement climatique, mais on ne peut pas faire tout seul. Donc Louvain, ça doit être aussi dans un réseau d'universités qui parle de ces changements, qui aide à nouer le débat partout ailleurs. Souvent, on me demande est-ce que vous êtes pessimiste ou optimiste? Et je réponds toujours non, je suis activiste, parce que nous n'avons pas le choix, n'est-ce pas? Et oui, et c'est un beau mot, activiste. Ça ne veut pas dire nécessairement défiler dans les rues, même si on peut le faire. Ça veut dire se dire on ne peut plus être passif. On doit être dans l'action. Et on doit appeler les autres à l'action. Et il y a un grand champ pour les universités pour le faire.
A short interview there, a testimony of the university and its role in society. Now, Genevieve Damas will read a letter to Pope Francis. Most Holy Father, dear Pope Francis.
Beste Paus Franciscus.
Colo Papa.
Caro Papa Francesco.
Francisco amigo.
Cher Pape François, dans l'encyclique Laudato Si, vous proposez d'entrer en dialogue
In the encyclical Laudato Si, you propose to enter in dialogue with everyone about our common home. Allow me to respond to your invitation and to let this cry of the young people to whom we are responsible resonate in you, in me, and in all of us. It also joins that of the earth. This earth, our sister, cries out because of the damage we have caused her. Our contemporary most often oscillate between denial and anxious anticipation, trying to protect themselves from the emotions linked to the devastation of the world, present and future. For young people, the emotional protection is often much weaker. Their lives have to be built, choices have to be made in order to project themselves in the future with more or less
Cher
confidence.
Saint-Père, cher Pape François, nous vous proposons d'écouter les séquoias de la chanteuse Pomme.
For young people,
Quand j'ai marché dans l'allée des séquoias, j'ai respiré volontiers pour une fois et envoyé 2000 prières au vent pour nous sauver des misères d'avant. avant la rivière à sécher, avant que tout soit emporté. Je veux retourner dans l'allée, entendre les séquoias chanter.
That is a song by Promise, whose lyrics speak about the worry of the destruction of the redwood. Like plants, the redwood trees provide us with oxygen. Losing them accentuates our vulnerability as living, breathing beings.
Comment considérer sereinement l'avenir
How
quand
can we calmly consider the future when we are witnessing the contradictions between what we know about environmental degradation and apparent inaction when it comes to ecological issues? The singer Promise, in the song that we just listened to, his song is a response to send 2,000 prayers to the wind. This in fact means reintegrating our religious nature back into the cosmic and reintegrating culture into nature. Sending to the wind also means sending prayers to the wind.
La réponse à la crise écologique et sociale devrait être un regard différent, une pensée, une politique, un programme éducatif, un style de vie et une spiritualité qui résisteraient au paradigme technocratique. Comment articuler intellectuellement cette résistance?
Ne vous méprenez pas, cher pape François.
Indeed, Pope Francis,
Il ne s'agit pas de rêver à une alternative antimoderne, nostalgique d'un passé fantasmé. Il s'agit d'approfondir le chantier tel que l'ébauche Laudato Si. Vous y citez les conclusions du GIEC.
indeed, dear Pope Francis, we have demonstrated that duly validated scientific data constitutes an irreplaceable basis for thinking about a more just and ecological sustainable world. Our relationship with nature needs place the relationship between humans and the transcendental God at the center of the scale of our values. How is Christianity compatible with the demands of a coordinated defense of ecosystem? How is the Church prepared to commit itself to supporting a cultural, economic and social revolution that would manifest this community of destiny between creation and cultures in the struggle for their liberation? In all this, the history power is fundamental key. Here too, we need a critical rereading of the past to open a new path. The current ecological situation has in fact much to do with the relations cross dominations. Domination of human over nature, domination of men over women, domination of the North over the South. In European modernity, if European modernity was able to develop a capitalist economic and an instrumental rationality to it, it is because it has previously extended its influence over American lands and found gigantic resources there for our own development. Religion has too often constituted a moral basis for these colonial projects. Could we look at these cultures and spiritualities without condensation, without the desire to extract from them what is useful for us, and then go elsewhere?
Par laquelle la mondialisation renforce la domination occidentale sur les pays en développement, exacerbant ainsi les inégalités.
Acknowledging the multiplicity.
Cher Pape François, nous vous adressons ces questions autant qu'à nous-mêmes, tant la position morale de surplomb est pour beaucoup de chrétiens comme pour beaucoup d'universitaires une seconde nature. Faire droit à la multiplicité des spiritualités et des épistémologies, à ce qu'Arturo Escobar
now she's speaking about the
n'est pas un caprice d'intellectuel. Il s'agit d'identifier les racines d'un phénomène vieux de plusieurs siècles pour établir les bases d'une justice renouvelée.
what does the notion of integral development mean for the Catholic Church? Is the Church ready to deploy
Le Sud global
this
subit
notion
de plein fouet les conséquences du dérèglement climatique. Pourtant,
in the
sa
interaction
responsabilité historique dans les émissions de gaz à effet de serre et dans la transgression des limites planétaires est minime.
En Belgique, il y a 2 fois plus de femmes que d'hommes en situation de pauvreté individuelle. Quelle place pour les femmes dans un plan de lutte pour la justice sociale, cher pape François? La même injustice environnementale sévit dans les pays du Nord global. Les conséquences de plusieurs événements météorologiques extrêmes, comme les inondations de l'été 2021 en Belgique, traduisent le lien entre précarité socio-économique et vulnérabilité environnementale. L'un des mérites de Laudato Si est d'insister sur ce lien, considérant que la situation actuelle constitue une seule et complexe crise socio-environnementale. Dans cette perspective, l'encyclique défend une écologie intégrale, inséparable du bien commun qui présuppose le respect de la personne humaine avec des droits fondamentaux et inaliénables ordonnés à son développement intégral. Que signifie pour l'Église catholique la notion de développement intégral? L'Église est-elle prête à l'envisager dans une perspective intersectionnelle, en prenant en
and now
compte
she's talking about the notion of integral development. What does it mean for the Catholic Church? Is the Church ready to deploy the notion in an intersectional perspective that is taking into account inequalities of class, gender, and race? It's a very heartfelt letter, very complex also because of the complex nature of the discussion, and one that will definitely need to be read quietly and with much more reflection. Dear Pope Francis, where can we find the place of women in the encyclical? Women are the great absentee from Laudato Si. You may tell the question of care of the common home, that is our Mother Earth. In doing so, do we remain in an unjust distribution of tasks in the name of so-called nature propensity? Catholic theology has tended to reinforce the division through the theology of women, which exists in the maternal role, while prohibiting their access to ordained ministries. What place, then, is there for the woman in the Church?
N'est pas étendu à la justice du genre. Il passe sous silence le fait que la pauvreté est encore majoritairement féminine, que ce sont les femmes qui ont subi
And in Belgium, women are there as twice many women as men in situations of individual poverty. What is the place of the woman
Mais comme souvent dans
in
l'Église,
a plan to
les femmes
fight
sont invisibilisées.
for social injustice?
Invisibilisées
Dear
dans leur
Pope
vécu,
Francis, Laudato Si
invisibilisées dans
carries
leur rapport
the seeds
intellectuel.
of promising
Aucune
reflection
théologienne n'est citée.
for the inclusion of all.
Or, nombre
But
d'entre elles ont
as often
étudié et
the
dénoncé
case,
les liens
the history of the church,
entre
as often the case in the
domination
history of the
de la
church,
nature et domination des femmes,
women have been made
esquissant des voies
invisible,
inspirantes
made
pour un
invisible
écoféminisme chrétien.
in their experiences. Women have also been made invisible in their intellectual contributions. Indeed, no female theologian is cited, yet many of them have studied and denounced the intrinsic links between the domination of nature and the domination of women. What is the place of women in the production of frameworks of thought that stimulate the concept and the decisions of the church.
Induire l'idée que seule l'autorité masculine est susceptible de nous en fournir. Mais la soumission à un père extérieur à la création ne correspond pas à une humanité mature et multiple, à une humanité qui pourrait intégrer des limites dans un mouvement responsable d'adhésion à la dynamique de la vie. Nous avons besoin d'un changement de paradigme, un changement qui doit s'appuyer tant sur les trésors des
And she's calling
spiritualités
for a new
que sur le
paradigm of
développement des
relations
doctrines
and
scientifiques.
making a reflection on Laudato Si.
L'université peut être un lieu, parmi d'autres,
The university can be an appropriate place, among others, to develop both awareness of planetary limits and the need to respect them. A new culture of transition tends to show that reducing consumption in all its forms is not primarily deprivation. On the contrary, it can be seen as a choice of sobriety, understood as a renunciation of transforming reality, and can open up authentic place, the path for liberation. The same environmental justice is observed in globes of the North.
Place des mécanismes de solidarité pour assurer la cohésion sociale et la justice. La tâche est immense. Comme université, nous avons un rôle important à jouer. À travers
As
nos
a
trois
university, we have
missions,
an important role
l'enseignement et le service à la société. En ce qui
in
concerne
the
la
research
recherche,
for
les innovations
innovation.
technologiques et sociales doivent permettre de déployer ce changement systémique, mais sans angélisme. Des critères éthiques stricts doivent orienter les fonds vers l'avènement d'une transition écologique juste. Le maintien de financements propres à la recherche fondamentale est capital. C'est la seule manière de construire un espace protégé de la sphère marchande, tourné vers la recherche de la vérité et la beauté de la connaissance. Pour ce qui est de l'enseignement, l'UC Leuven s'est engagé dans un processus de mise en adéquation des cursus avec les exigences de la transition écologique dans le développement des approches interdisciplinaires et de la pédagogie active, entre autres. Le chemin est encore long, mais nous progressons. Enfin, du point de vue du service à la société, les universitaires sont appelés à s'engager dans diverses initiatives porteuses d'avenir. Mais ici comme ailleurs, ils sont freinés par des facteurs structurels. L'université est soumise à des pressions compétitives qui créent des effets délétères, peu en phase avec la construction disciplinaire et interdisciplinaire des savoirs pour une écologie intégrale.
And she has been speaking about the role of the University Leuven, which has embarked on a process of aligning curriculum with the requirements of the ecology, and also
La communauté monastique
suggesting
franciscaine
that there is
se vit sous le mode du partage des biens, conserve sa pertinence.
as suggested in the encyclical.
Des prémices du
St.
capitalisme,
Francis of Assisi is also the patron saint
société en
of the
recherche de
students'
façon
parish
plus juste
that
d'habiter
is in
la
UC
maison commune.
Leuven, and is an inspiration
Cher Pape François,
to the community.
vous avez choisi de vivre votre
And
responsabilité
lastly, dear Francis,
dans le sillage de François d'Assise.
you have chosen to
Nous
live
espérons que vous serez
your
sensible
responsibility
à
as
nos
Bishop of
questionnements
Rome
et à nos
in the
demandes.
work of
Le damos las gracias
in the
por su
work of
atención.
Saint
Tack för din
Francis
uppmärksamhet.
of Assisi.
murakoze cyane.
Vielen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit.
Thank you for your attention.
Hartelijk bedankt voor uw aandacht.
Matondo mingi.
Grazie per l'attenzione.
Soyez remerciés pour votre attention.
Probably one of the most robust responses to Laudato Si that I've ever witnessed, and with a lot of questions I think that Pope Francis will probably address, but very heartfelt indeed, performed by Genevieve Damas. She is a playwright, a novelist, a Belgian playwright, novelist, and actress. I think it would be worth you getting hold of that letter from the students and the researchers of UC Leuven to Pope Francis. It's a kind of a dialogue with him on his encyclical Laudato Si. Pope Francis now greeting some of the participants, some of the students who have participated in the reading and the recitation of this letter, which was a collective effort bringing together professors, young researchers, and students who gathered around on the encyclical Laudato Si and worked on 5 different themes, from philosophical to theological roots of the climate crisis, and also a commitment to questions of inequality, the place of women that came out very strongly, and attitudes of sobriety in our modern age. And now Pope Francis will respond in his address to the university on the 600th anniversary of the university. Dear brothers and sisters, thank you, dear Madam Rector, for your kind words. Dear students, I am pleased to meet you and listen to your reflections. I can sense in your words passion and hope, a desire for justice and search for truth. Among the issues you raised, I was struck by the one concerning the future and anxiety. It is easy to see how violence and arrogant wickedness is destroying people and the environment. You explained very well. It seems to know no limits, and it is most brutally expressed by war. Today, in a country that I shall not name, the greatest investment that is bringing more profit is from the proceeds of war. Sometimes the most brutal expression is war, but also of corruption and modern forms of slavery. Sometimes this evil even corrupt the religion itself, turning it into an instrument of domination. Yet this is blasphemous when the union of men and women with God, who is saving love, is turned into slavery, and even in the name of the Father, a revelation meant to heal. God is Father, He is not a patron. He is Son, God is Son and Brother, not dictator. God is the Spirit of love and not dominance. As Christians, we know that evil never has the last word. We could even say that its days are numbered. But far from lessening one's commitment, evil actually strengthens our commitment to our responsibility. Our responsibility is hope. Hope never deludes. And this certainty conquers and conquers the pessimistic spirit. Hope never disappoints or deludes. In this regard, you asked me the relationship between on this earth, we are visitors on the earth.
Noi siamo anzitutto curati da Dio, che ha creato la terra, dice Isaia, non come orrida regione, ma
as Isaiah says, in the words of God did not create a chaos. He formed it for to be inhabited. And Psalm 8 is full of gratitude and wonder. What is human being that you are mindful of them, mortals that you care for them? Thanks to our Father for the starry sky and for our lives in this universe. The second attitude is mission. While we are in this world, we are meant to safeguard its beauty and cultivate it for the good of all, especially keeping in mind those who will come after us. This is the Church ecological program. To date, no development plan will ever succeed as long as arrogance, violence, and rivalry are in our consciences. We need to go to the source of the matter, which is the human heart. Indeed, ecological issues have become increasingly urgent because of the arrogant indifference rooted in the heart of the powerful, who so often give preference to economic interests. I remember what my grandmother used to say: be careful in life, because the devil enters through the pocket. Economic interests. According to what financial markets are, the sole arbiters determined whether an appeal is to be taken or silenced. This logic of the market, as long as the market is given a pride of place, then our common home will continue to suffer injustice. Yet the beauty of the gift of creation summons us to a great responsibility. We are guests, not despots. In this regard, dear students, I invite you to consider culture as cultivation, not just an idea, but also of our world. Here lies the challenge of integral development, which requires the third attitude, fidelity. Fidelity to God and to every man and woman. Indeed, such development concerning all people in the physical and moral, cultural, and social-political aspects of their lives. Moreover, this type of development is contrary to all forms of oppression and rejection of others, and the Church denounces these abuses, committing herself above all to the conversion of each of her members, each one of us, to injustice, to truth. In this sense, integral development calls us to holiness, to the vocation of justice and happy life. The choice is to be made then between manipulating nature, or cultivating it. Either you manipulate life or you cultivate it. And we must begin with our own human nature, including questions of eugenics, cybernetic organisms, and artificial intelligence. Yet, the choice between manipulation and cultivation also concerns our interior lives. Reflecting on human ecology brings us to an issue close to your heart as well as to mine, and that is, and those are my predecessors, the role of women in the church. I love what you said earlier. There is much involved, including the questions of violence and injustice, as well as ideological prejudices. This is why we must go back to what is essential. Who is woman and who is the church? The church is woman. It's not the masculine church or it. The church is feminine. The church is the people of God. It is not a multinational corporation. A woman within the people of God is a daughter, a sister, a mother, just as a man is a son, brother, and father. These are the relationships which express the fact that we have been made in the image of God, as men and women together, not separated. In the church, men and women have been called from the beginning to love and to be loved. This is a vocation and also a mission that then gives them their roles both in society and in the church. What characterizes women? That which is feminine is not stipulated by consensus or ideologies. Just as dignity itself is ensured by laws, not by laws written on paper, but an original law written on the heart. Dignity is priceless good, an innate quality which no human law can give or take away. Based on this common and shared dignity, Christian culture, in its varied context, seeks to develop even fresh understanding of the vocation and mission of men and women and their mutual being for each other in communion. They are many. They are not meant to be rivals, but to be for each other. Man for the woman and woman for the man, together. We must remember that women are at the very heart of salvation history. It is that of the yes of Mary that God Himself came into the world. Womanhood speaks to us of fruitful welcome, nurturing. It is sad when a woman wants to become a woman. It is important to remember that God became. Let us be more attentive to the many daily expressions of this love, friendships in the workplaces, from studies to the exercise of responsibilities in the church and societies, from marriage to motherhood, and from virginity to the service of others and the building of the kingdom of God. You yourselves are here in order to grow as women and men. You are on a journey or a process of human formation. That is why your academic studies encompasses different fields: research, financial, social services, civic, political responsibilities, artistic expressions, and so on. Reflect on the day-to-day experiences here at the Catholic University of Leuven. I would like to mention 3 simple yet decisive aspects of your formation: how to study, why to study, for whom to study. How to study. As with every science, there's no single method, but there is a style. Each person can develop his or her own style. Indeed, study is always a gateway to knowledge of self. Yet, There is also a common style that the whole university community can embrace. We study together with others and should be grateful for those who have gone before us, and both faculty and more advanced students studying along with us. There should be no war between the professors and students. There could be a dialogue, an intense dialogue, but not war. Dialogue gives growth, brings about growth. Why study? There is a motivation that drives us and a goal that draws us on. Yes, these factors need to be good, for they determine what study means to us and give direction to our lives. Sometimes we study in order to discover a new kind of work, but end up living for our work and becoming mere commodities. We live for the function of our work. We should not live to work. Instead, we should work in order to live. It is easy to say, but it takes consistent efforts to put into practice and to be more coherent. Coherence is important, especially for you students. You need to learn this attitude of being coherent. Why study? Third, for yourselves, in order to be accountable to others. We ought to study in order to be able to educate and to serve others, with competence and confidence. Before asking ourselves if studying is useful for something, we should first make sure that it is useful for someone.
Una bella domanda che uno studente universitario può fare.
Question that a university student can ask herself is,
ho il cuore aperto,
am I studying for myself or for service?
Allora il titolo universitario attesta una capacità.
A university degree will indicate a capacity for serving the common good.
Per il bene comune, e questo deve essere molto bilanciato.
It should be balanced. What we do and why we study should be balanced for the common good.
Cari studenti,
dear students, it is a joy for me to share with you these thoughts, and as we reflect, we can see that there is even a greater reality that enlightens us and transcends us, the truth.
Cosa è la verità?
What is the truth?
Pilato aveva fatto questa
It is Pilate who made this notion. Without the truth, our life loses its meaning. Studying makes sense only when it seeks the truth. And in seeking it, we understand. In order to find truth, we need to have critical thinking so that we can go forward, we can move ahead. Studying makes sense only when it seeks the truth, and in seeking it, we understand that we are made in order to find it. Truth is meant to be found. It is inviting, accessible, and generous. But if we renounce the search for truth, then study becomes an instrument of power, a way to control others. It is no longer serves, but dominate. A university, in order to prepare students to make money or to have power, it's too individualistic, this kind of approach.
L'alma mater,
the alma mater of the university should help us to make society and fraternities
non serve lo studio senza insieme
study without
non serve, ma domina. Invece la
dominating,
verità ci rende liberi.
where the truth sets us free.
Cari studenti,
Dear students,
volete la
do you
libertà?
want freedom?
Siate
Then seek
ricercatori e
and bear
testimoni
witness
della verità,
to the truth,
cercando di
and
essere
try
credibili e
to be
coerenti
credible and
attraverso le più
authentic
semplici
in the
scelte
simple
quotidiane.
and daily
Così
choices
questa
you make.
diventa ogni giorno
In
quello
this
che vuole
way,
essere,
your university will
un'università
become
cattolica.
every day exactly what it is meant to be,
Andate
a
avanti.
Catholic university.
Andate avanti
Go
e
ahead
non entrare nelle
and enter.
lotte o delle dicotomie ideologiche.
Do not enter into the dichotomy of ideologies.
La Chiesa
The church
è donna
and is woman, is feminine,
e questo ci aiuterà tanto.
and this will help us a lot.
Grazie di questo
Thank you
incontro.
for
Grazie,
this meeting.
sei stata brava. Grazie.
This lady who recited
Vi benedico
the
di
letter
cuore.
is very good.
Voi e il
I
vostro cammino
impart
di
my
formazione.
heartfelt blessings
E
upon
per
you
favore,
and your formation journey.
pregare per
And
me.
please do not
E
forget
se
to pray for
qualcuno
me.
non prega o non sa pregare
And if
o non vuol pregare,
If doesn't know how to
almeno
pray,
mi mandi buone ondate.
at least send me good
C'è
vibes,
bisogno.
good
Grazie.
waves. If you don't know how to pray, send me some good vibes. Thank you. Applause there for Pope Francis. And truly, I would say a heartfelt speech there from the heart, almost like a father, a grandfather speaking to his own, and speaking about the importance of truth, responding to some of the issues that were raised in the letter, and appreciating Genevieve Damas there, who read the letter and the actual performance that took place. Well, performance is a kind of presentation of the letter, so to say. And also giving some practical examples there, bringing out why should we study, for whom should we study, how to study, appreciated by the students who give him a standing ovation.
Waiting your time, dreaming of a better life. Waiting your time, you're more than just a wife. You don't have to do what your mother has done, she has done. This is your life, this new life has begun. It's your day, a women's day. It's our day, a Louvain's day. We are shaking the tree. We are shaking the tree. Turning the tide, you're in the incoming way. Turning the tide, you're nobody's slave. Find your sisters and brothers who can hear all the truth and watch us pray. They can support you when you're on your way. It's your day, a women's day. It's our day, a Louvain's day. Sumayer gone to me. We are shaking the tree. Shaking the tree, changing the ways, changing those surrounding you, changing the way more than any man can do. Open your heart, show him the anger and pain, so you heal. Maybe he's looking for his womanly side. Yeah, you have to be so strong. Wrong.
Santita, voici l'arbre de notre 600e anniversaire. Nous l'avons planté pour la première fois le 16 septembre dernier lors de la rentrée académique. Tout au long de l'année 2024-2025, des vœux, des souhaits.
So I think a symbolic gesture there to mark the 600th anniversary of the university. The university is going to plant a wish tree. I think a wish tree is rooted in the idea that every young person can help to make the world a better place.
Je vous invite à donner votre vœu pour que nous puissions l'accrocher à l'arbre du 600e.
There it is, the wish tree. Carrying all the wishes and aspirations of this community, very convivial and very festive spirit indeed. Lovely celebration of 600 years.
Merci beaucoup pour votre vœu. À notre tour, nous avons le plaisir de vous offrir le premier des 600 arbres qui seront plantés en 2025. Ce plan de tilleul vient de notre bois de Lozelle, qui est tout proche et que vous avez vu dans la première vidéo de générique. Nous vous confions ce jeune plan, comme Martin V confia la bulle à Guillaume Neefs il y a bientôt 600 ans. Gardez-le en souvenir fort de notre rencontre.
A small wish tree there, given also to Pope Francis, representing the wish and the future for this institution, and also kind of affirming the main themes that have been discussed today, that are found in Pope Francis's landmark encyclical Laudato Si.
It's your day, a Women's Day. It's our day, a Louven's Day. It's our day, a Louven's Day. Yeah, you have to be so strong, and you do nothing wrong at all. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna shake it up, shake it all around.
It's our day, it's your day, the Leuven's Day.
Adesso tutti insieme
And now,
chiediamo la benedizione del
now the
Signore.
blessing from Pope Francis.
Le Seigneur soit avec vous. Que le nom du Seigneur soit béni. Nous secours et dans le nom du Seigneur. Que Dieu Tout-Puissant vous bénisse, le Père, le Fils et le Saint-Esprit.
There we have it, the blessing of Pope Francis to the assembly here gathered. Kind of marking the beginning towards the end of this great event that has characterized a lot of very dense discussions, very serious thought, which is befitting of an academic institution, but also presented in a very accessible way, so to say, and with the band there cheering the the whole institution's 600 years of existence. Now Pope Francis in the wheelchair, taking leave as the audience shows its appreciation. And spending a bit of time to thank the orchestra and the singers there for their contribution, their jazz contributions. A very successful event indeed. And greetings those that are as he slowly makes his way out of the hall. It has been a very intense gathering. Pope Francis greeting some of the guitarists, members of the band still on the other side. He greeted the others. And as he is leaving, taking leave of the rector of the university, making some gestures there and waving to the crowd in this Aula Magna, the big hall of the university.
I will be king, and you,
no doubt the celebration continues.
You will be my queen. Though nothing will keep us together. We can beat them forever and ever. Or we can be heroes just for one day. Drink all the time, 'cause we're lovers, and that is fair. Yes, we're lovers, and that is fair. But nothing will keep us together. We can beat them forever and ever. Oh, we can be heroes just for one day. Could swim like dolphins can swim, but nothing will keep us together. We can beat them forever and ever. Oh, we can be heroes just for one day.
And now we find ourselves outside the main hall, where there are other students who couldn't get into the main hall, students with some of their visitors, and we see Pope Francis coming out of the Aula Magna. And taking leave and greeting the rector, and she presents him still to other members of the faculty. Must say that they have a great band and an orchestra, not only academic excellence, but also we see there is a lot of talent and musical artistic talent. Now the Pope has been given one of the traditional hats of this university, kind of a skull cap that the director herself is wearing, and many others in the crowd have been wearing. It must be closely associated with the university. Pope Francis still exchanging some rosaries with some of the people he has met outside there, outside the main hall, where those who could not get into the main hallway following the proceedings on the large screens. And on your television now you can see some of the members of the Catholic University of Leuven, UCL Leuven. 600 years is indeed a very long time, and I think it's fitting that the Pope came to visit and also to confirm this Catholic University, which came into being as a result of a decree that was signed in 1425 by Pope Martin V. And the university has been going strong since. We are told that there are roughly about 4,000 people outside who couldn't make it into the hall, and there's also going to be planted about 600 trees, all to confirm the messages that we have heard during today's visit of Pope Francis to one of the world's ancient universities. And according to the program, Pope Francis is supposed to go around to greet the 4,000 students and their guests. A very panoramic view that we are seeing now. He's supposed to go around in a golf cart to greet them. I think that is the program. It was interesting also during the closing, during the remarks of the director. She said, as a scientific community, the university is ready to share its responsibilities in preserving the world. We'd like to leave you now with these pictures of Pope Francis as the panoramic view of the students outside that Pope Francis is going to be greeting shortly. My name is Father Paul Samasumo, and it has been a great privilege to bring you some of the commentaries and texts of this broadcast. On behalf of Vatican News, thank you to our partner television and radio broadcasters, EWTN Television, Catholic TV, Luminous Radio India, Art Madashan TV India, Catholic Faith Network in America, Shalom World Television Network, Shalom TV India, and Sunday Shalom. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening wherever you are. Praise be Jesus Christ. Laudetur Jesus Christus.
Merci pour tout. With many bishops of the world, I want to congratulate Shalom World Media on the 10th anniversary of their world mission, their world evangelization through the media. For many years now, I've been very much impressed with what's been happening with this great apostolate. Shalom World Media